Alright guys, good evening. We've got another Lanesmash tonight. Slight change of plan to the actual match. But before that, we'll go through who's casting and the details of what we're going to do tonight. So, I'm Halo Spud from Hydra on Cobalt, and joining me is... we're going to be starting a little bit early, which is why I've kicked the stream off now. I just got a message from one of the referees saying it's going to start early. The actual match has been cancelled. We've got, in my view, personally, a better match as a result of that. In that the French team looked much stronger for this game. So what we've got instead is a practice match between French Stack, which is mostly 1RPC, and a bunch of the Stack players have joined the team that they were playing. So the Saltworks guys. I'm just looking through their team on TeamSpeak, and wow, their Air Force looks really good. Well, you've got two Bling players there as well. You've got Frog and Straub. Yeah, that's a strong team. There are other pilots in the ground section as well. So added to their ground, you've got Winter, Bashar, Fallout, Krauty, Nicky G. So they've added quite a lot of strength to their team as a result of this, practice match, and I think that's going to make it a really more interesting game. And to be honest, it benefits the French Stack team a lot because getting a tough game will help them in preparing for later matches that'll be tougher. The lane we're looking at today it's a pretty classic one. It's pretty well balanced too. Heyoka to Tumas. I think one of the finals was on this lane. In fact, I played in it and lost. Is that the last one or the one before? I can't remember. Yeah, no, you're testing my memory. I honestly can't remember. It's a lane with a neutral base, and that's they behave a lot differently to ones where there's no neutral base. In that base is going to get capped no matter what. There's no counting the timer back down. The timer only counts one way, and it's who's holding that point at the end of 4 minutes is the trick. So what you tend to get is not perhaps the same massive air fights you do on some of them, but a more solid ground push, because you want to secure Sunderer spawns at the start. If you can keep enemy Sunderers away from Chimney Rock and get your own ones secure, then they can't even get to the point. They're really struggling. And if you put, say, flak on some of those Sunderers, then even better. They can't even last minute drop. So I think we're going to see a fairly big vehicle fight on both sides of the base. Some air on both teams. 1RPC have got a few good pilots in there too. Yeah, it could be interesting. But the initial fight, there probably won't be a massive role for infantry. And to be honest, that's more or less the case with Lanesmash. Definitely, but I mean, if you want to kill Sunderers, you get an AP tank, so it's going to be a mix of different vehicle types that you've got to push in there to try and get that base. I think it's gonna. This is the first one I've done since the old Lanesmash and since Combined Arms. I think that's going to change it a lot. So we used to see a lot of harassers and some really good harasser play in these matches. They were a great platform for that. I don't think that's going to exist anymore. Those things have been heavily nerfed in terms of AV combat, especially. I think it's going to be more heavy MBT pushes, backed up with buses. Oh, also, if you're wondering why I've got a garbage can as the logo for Guardian Shield, it's because they don't have a decal. So I figured I'd just put something insulting there to try and push them into making a decal. Who do you reckon's going to win then? I think this is really hard to call because of the last minute additions to the TR team. It's going to be really tough for them though, primarily because they're playing with a bunch of people they haven't played with before. Yes. The point, I mean, Chimney Rock is a pretty good base for air. There's cover for air to ground DSFs, but it's also a point with a lot of open ground around it that you've got to cross to get there. So it's, yeah, air could decide it, but ultimately you need a spawn there. So I think the vehicle play is going to be a big deal on this. Right, let's follow the Terrans. We've got 3, 4, 5 ESFs, 6 CSFs, 6 or 7. A few Prowlers. I'm trying to work out if these have gunners. There was always a bit of debate really over whether to include gunners or not in the last seasons, but I think it's pretty obvious not to now, because top guns do a lot less damage than they used to after combined arms. It looks like a lot more NC air. NC got really heavy on air. Now, do these TR have anti-air on their vehicles? It does have a ranger on that on the tank as well. Not using it though. They're going to lose a tank to rocket pods if they're not careful. Yeah, the tanks are actually going down to air, and it's simply down to the fact that they've tunnel visioned a little bit. Now, one thing that strikes me as a bit odd is there is no TR presence on the east of the base. There's like 2 ways in here and 2 areas to fight for. There's the road side and the wood side. And they went full on for the road and have lost it. The key thing for the TR here is they need a backup plan. I don't see what they've got on this point holding for 2 minutes 30. I don't see it. And there's NC all around. They need to have their backup plan ready now, so that they can come and steal this with, say, 40 seconds left. Beacons won't do it though. In this match, scat maxes are allowed, I believe, and scat maxes will clear that squishy infantry off pretty easily. Some Brutal Mercy Max play here. He's taking a rocket though. They got Sunderers all around as well. You know what? I would have been tempted to let them hold it a bit longer, because it's wastes those people's time. You could take that point. In that position, the NC could take that point whenever they wanted, but now those people that were in the room are working on plan B. If you just let them hold it a bit longer, you waste their time so that they're not involved in the final fight. These buses on point are all the guns are manned and firing. Got dual cobalts.
This fight is denied.
Two dual cobalt buses and a vanguard guarding this point. Good luck as a squishy little infantryman trying to get through those doors. They've actually blocked up the door, one of the doors, with a Sunderer, so you can't even get in it. It's like kill that Sunday or you're not getting in. You've killed one bus, they've got 10 seconds. This is the last chance. It's just rush the point, put bodies on it and spam resonades. There's cover and crates though, they just need to get in there and... what scats has he got? He's gone full hacksaws to fight the enemy maxes too. The difficult thing now for the TR is that although it's lost, they didn't really damage the NC force multipliers, so the NC have still got a bunch of vanguards. I think 4 in fact. Is that vanguard behind that smoke? No, it's a sun. So I reckon in terms of, yeah, exactly, for resources, I think NC are in the lead here. We've got Snipsel has repulled a Prowler. What's he got on the top? He's got Vulcan on the top but no gunner. That doesn't seem very clever. If you've got no gunner, you want a Cobalt so you can switch role, or you want a Walker or Ranger. There's nowhere, anywhere. Let's have a look at the point. Oh, there was a brief flip on two Skylands. Let's take a look at that. I don't see a beacon deployed. Just to get people in quickly and get it kicked off, that's what you need. Oh, we got a harasser in there though, that's that's pretty cheesy. What's he got on the top? Cobalt. Oh, it's down. Beacon is actually outside the base. It's not near the A point that much, but there is an NC beacon, and they can get to the A point from there. And we have NC air repull to support this fight. They're looking at spawn camping by the look of it, getting those rocket pods to work. It's a great base to use air to ground, very effective. Those, I mean there is technically a point building, but it hasn't got much of a roof. Still at 3 minutes though. The TR are contesting this, and neither faction really has a particularly strong presence in the point area. The main fight at the moment really is outside of the point. It's the tanks trying to secure control around the outside of the base to make sure that they're well set for, you know, seeing it through. The TR there? I don't see TR there. I see a whole lot of Reavers. A Liberator too. I really didn't expect it. I was thinking about, could you use a Lib now? And I decided I probably wouldn't. I'm a bit surprised to see one. I think you could though. With the Spur Zephyr maybe. But I figured it'd be kind of vulnerable to enemy air without hyenas. Doing some work though. I think TR need to make a bold call here, and it looks like they have actually, which is to just give up the vehicle fight and get the point. It's a bad call for resources and for trying to capture Chimney Rock, but really the way things are going, that's not a concern right now. They just need to get that point. If they put all their guys on it, then they can do it because the NC have committed too many people to tanks. That Scamax glitched. It looks like he's holding his shield up like all the time. Okay, there's client side magic going on there. I mean, Scamax. One criticism I would have really of allowing anti-infantry maxes in this is it just isn't balanced. I mean, it just isn't. All anti-infantry maxes are strong, but the Scat Max is ridiculous. If you get like a Mercy Max versus a Blue Shift Max, that's a close fight. If you get a Hacksaw Max versus either of them, that's not close. The Hacksaw Max is going to slaughter them. It's just stronger. It's... The TR do have strikers though, although actually they've got air backup now, so they don't need those. Actually, I'm going to take a look at this air battle. It's pretty close by the look of it. This air fight really favours the way it's going. Ah, now it's changed. That was what the NC needed to do. If you play an NC in an air battle, you got to rush. You got to use the advantages of the Reaver. You wanted the long range sniping, you're not going to win at that. It's quite nice rush actually. They use the Lib as cover, which push the Lib in first. Everybody aims at it. You get all your Reavers up, rushed in quite safely. Ambush a jump cat. The TR just need to get one guy to the next base, even a Stalker Cloak. It's really a defensive tactic. The best form of defense is put time on the next base, always. So they just want one guy out of here and the rest of them ready to redeploy as soon as the timer goes. Another brutal max push. It's just minced them. Rocket pods in as well. The Scatmax is using Mattox as well, so he's even better against infantry than the Hacksaw one. Just boosting your volume a little bit. Sorry about that. That Scatmax, who's going to want to push that door? The thing is, you can, against the other maxes, you can peek and you can get a rocket off, but if you peek this guy, he could give you in one shot. You'll get the rocket off, but you won't get a second one. Yes. Yeah, they probably need air to ground really to try and put some pain on them from above. Take their shields off. It makes the pushes in for the infantry a lot easier. Don't know what they're going to do about that harasser. Maybe ambush a jump jets, C4. It's expensive though. It's a really expensive way of killing a harasser. Zyros in a Mercy Max is flanking around the back. He's lost his his engine's catching up. Ah, it's C4. Scatmax is flanking around the back now, he's going around the right side. This Scatmax is doing good work. Made a massive impact on how this fight has gone. That push around the back as well, and to flank the guys working the doorway, that was nice.
We're about to lose this
Was able to clear all the pop building up there. I can't believe, did you see that, the Vanguard? The guy bailed his Valkyrie and dropped it, the debris team killed the Vanguard. That was such a dumb thing to do for the Valk pilot. Scatmax is back up, but he's on low health and he's down again. There were a lot of dead TI, you know. I see RSPC have got a not RSPC, that's a Briggs outfit. The French stack basically. They've got stealth posts under the bridge, under the ice shade on the road.
Show me what you're made of.
It's certainly closer than the garage. It's quite a good spot. Do they still have any vanguards around? Oh yeah, there's one covering the tech plant. So they can't just push a prowler from there. We have another scat max. He's right on the point.
We're about to lose this facility.
Yep, they are struggling. Nice little push out there from the NC. To be honest, they just need to hold their positions now. A lot of teams just collapse on point when it gets close to the end. They're better off not doing that. You just free up space for the enemies to get closer to it. Just it looks like the TR have moved already. Yeah, they just skipped back to the tech plant. They called it as lost and they're prepping the tech plant. Aha, so we might have a tank fight here. So we've got it's Crowley, he's pulled a prowler and he's got 2 vanguards near him. I'm not sure he knows. Hornets on this vanguard is pretty damaged now. Shielded, but that won't save him anymore. The shield is much less OP than it used to be. Harasser going for the finish, is he? No, he's never gonna. This Hornets guy is doing work on the vanguards. I think the both vanguards are dead now. We've got a new bus pushing in. Going through the middle now. It's GSD. And there are quite a lot of NC down there. I don't think that's a great way to push in, to be honest. Take a shoot or choke point.
Generator critical.
One problem the NC have got is bringing dual cobalts on all their buses. It took them a lot longer to kill that TR bus than it should have. If they just had one basilisk, they could have done it. Here we go though. Crowley's prowler's in the middle. He's popping away at those buses. The harasser's down. Yeah, and C gone really hard for the bulk.
Enemy spot.
True, but it's unlikely that the TR are going to push from there. It seems like a defensive approach, and I think they're in a good position. So I'd be trying to hold the double doors a bit stronger from the upper level, get more infantry down on the opposite side, but on the upper level. Evil.
Generator destroyed.
All they need to do is keep somebody in that bus, and they can spawn all the guys here. With a bit of platoon lead in, moving people between squads, you can get everybody you want over here. Bit tricky to get these up the stairs though. I think he's done it though. No, not quite. He needs a. I think he needs a run up. He didn't quite. He nearly did it the first time. Tiara on the balcony now too. We got light assault and heavy. What's that? An archer. The NG on the Scat Max just got C4'd, but the Max is still alive. So they got 5 minutes left to cap this base. Just looking at my sound setup to make sure that people can hear you.
Oh, 9 to 10.
All right, tell me if that works in chat. Tell me if you can hear Shades now.
So we got 9 to 10 TR players coming from the balcony now. NCR trying to reinforce it. Scat Maxes are going to the grinders. I don't really see a real TR push for the point at the moment, squad or anything like that. And see, looks like they got a good dividendo between the double doors and the balcony, so everything's definitely blocked up here.
Compromised.
Yep, TR running up the stairs now. They're pushing the one side of the point, pushing into the Maxes though. It's going to be a tough one.
Scat Maxes, yeah, he's taking care of business here. 3 TR players dead from that push, and the NC Presser here going put. Oh, he's wiped all of them here. NC Heavy just up right grinder.
Yeah, it's hard to see this going any other way. Have they actually got enough time to still cap the baits?
I believe there's 5 minutes left on the clock, so that was about 2 minutes ago. So yeah, I think they actually might cap this base. Wow, minutes spare as well. From looks of it, as long as the TR just can't get the grinders on either end, get a lot of trouble here in NC. They have taken complete control of both the grinders. TR kind of holding the double doors, but not much success.
2 minutes left. This is, I mean, why haven't the TR got like a Sunder already? Oh, there's still Vanguards outside.
Left. Yeah.
If they could get a Sunder deployed on double doors, they could apply a lot more pressure to the point, but these 2 Vanguards just deny that.
I'm sure they have any real force multipliers left. I've been seeing like a lack of TR Maxes being used back here when they
Maxes is very expensive. You don't use them disposably, and TR have done that a bit. They've wasted some of the maxes.
quite a bit. Yeah, so there's really no chance now for them to really push from anywhere really. And those vanguards, like you said, are on the
2
outside.
minutes remaining.
Guarding entrances into the tech plant. I don't see any TR present inside the base right now, other than outside the double doors. But Reapers and Liberators coming in, picking those guys off as they try to gain access through the double doors.
Vanguard's kind of in the wrong place though. I think they could pull a bus and get it deployed.
Oh no, I've seen a Vanguard out here hitting the Crescent building with TR players trying to rally up the Crescent with the last guys they have remaining, but they're getting shelled. Right, so we got about 24. Okay, all of them are pushing now for the double doors. About all both squads here, all 24 players. They are gunning for the double doors. They are in. They're attempting to breach. One team has breached the right side of the double doors. NC are responding. Players to the left are incoming as well. Let's see, they might be able to save this point from the looks of it. They got the right grinders. They're going in hard. 4, 5, 6 TR players. They are pushing now for the point.
This is a better push, but I still don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's
those
Scat Max is
reses
in the way.
desperately.
Scat Max has 1-2 medics and a heavy support, so about 4v12 right now from the TR side. Up, TR is bringing their additional squad that came back. Looks like a res grenade got to save them. Alright, we got 4
they're
NC
getting
players
revives on the TR again.
Oh, this is going to be tough. They
30
need to
seconds.
get rid of that Scat Max that he want to actually contest this point. And hopefully the zombies might be able to do it. They breach right in. Oh, the Scat Max is down. Full out brawl for the point here. Conks are coming out from the TR side. NC's responding with their own conks. I see C4 is getting dropped from both sides of the
TR
walls.
need res nades. There's
Oh,
so
man,
many
no,
of them
this
dead on the
push
point, they
is-
need
10
res nades.
Push is over. I think NC definitely have this.
5, 4,
And NC's
3,
team, about like 4 players came from the left grinder and just
Ooh.
End
completely.
of round, end of round.
Just enough though, they
Whack
didn't
those
lose
TR.
their home base
Yeah,
by
that's
about
true.
15 seconds.
15 seconds. Yeah.
Damn, that was close. Can't believe I'm getting decent FPS on an ultra
Fall back and
stream.
regroup.
Maybe it's not enough cheese around, you know, the base is really record frames, right?
Well, you always get better FPS on Jaeger just because there's
That's
way
true,
less
yeah.
players to track
Mhm.
and render. But a bit of a surprise there. So I talked to Snipsel about this match before the start because I looked at it on paper and thought the French stack was going to just destroy them. It's a whitewash of a game. And Snipsel said the Emerald guys are actually better than you think. They've practiced a lot. They know how to use cheese. They know how to defend solidly. So I wonder if they would have actually been better without all the extra players. Because the one thing you lose if you get a ton of you know MLG wannabe players in your team, they're playing in a match not for their team. They just want to play for kills. They're not going to follow orders particularly. They're not going to conserve nanites particularly. They don't worry too much about winning or losing. They're just there to shoot things. That's not what you need if you're playing a tight defensive match. So I wonder if actually getting all the good players in their team made them worse.
It's definitely a possibility in the TR era, even though on paper they are, you know, better individually skilled players. Definitely couldn't contest the NC era, the mid match.
Well, it's not like the NCR is bad. I mean,
No, they're
they've got some
definitely
good
not bad.
pilots in there. They do have good pilots in that team.
And they also bought more air to begin with from the start of the match. It just got completely overwhelmed. TR side, so
Loyalty and
might have had effect on the beginning of the match as well.
That was quite a
Most of
big
it.
difference in that opening fight, really. The air dominance of the NC, because they were able to clear up the TR air quite early, and then set to work on the Prowlers before the Prowlers had the Prowlers versus Vanguards thing had been decided.
Yep,
So the Prowlers might have won that fight if it wasn't for the fact that they got shreked by air, because the air fight was over really quick. You can only really do that as NC, I think. It's a nice option to
I would
have.
agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
because the Reaver is for rushing. It's faster and it's got the Vortec. That's its main strength. If you use like a side, you have to play more cagey, use the silhouette of it and the low damage drop off or whatever. Good long range weapons.
I'm wondering what would have happened if the TR didn't decide to commit so fast to the point, because one thing I did notice was that once the second they did rush the buses at one point, most of those buses did have walkers versus actually having any kobolds or anything to really contest any infantry coming down on the side too. And although the NC didn't put up a bus on the woodland plains when they should have on the left lane to contest the point early on, the vanguards, like you said, came right in, sweeped it. Not sure there's really any way for them to win from start.
Well, all the prowlers that the air destroyed, all of them had a ranger on the top, but none of the people in them switched to the ranger because they were fighting tanks at the same time.
It's at the same time.
Yeah, that was the problem. They were fighting two fights at the same time. I mean, as soon as they got hit by the air, they've got to back out of that fight. They have to back away from the vanguards because you can't fight two things at once. They don't really have, I mean, I'm just showing it on my stream. They don't really have a lot of places to go here though. There are some nice little rocks you can use as cover from vehicles. There's no cover from air. I mean, they just have to back up here and maybe just try and flak the shit out of them. I don't know if they had a repair bus actually. Can't remember.
They had two actually. They had two repair buses in that group, but NC I definitely focus fired and prioritized both. Looks of it, since I saw a lib come down on it, 2-3 Reavers at the same time, and it was definitely GG from that point. So,
I mean, you can't let that happen. Your rep bus is too valuable.
And the big thing was, like, once the TR did push the rep buses onto the point, he didn't really do anything to protect or shield them with other buses on top of it to cover them, or having more than like a gunner to sit there and like really help defend the bus somewhat. He just kind of left it there. So.
One tactic that the NC have for this round though is, I've seen this done before against my team, it's pretty annoying, is they can, because they've got the Reaver and it's faster, they can get to Heyoka Chemical and flip the bridges before the Prowlers reach them.
Oh, that would definitely be something interesting to see.
If you time it right and they don't see you, you might even be able to get one in the water.
It's gonna cause a lot of trouble. They would do something like that. Hopefully not listening to our comms, right?
I mean, even if you don't get one in the water, it's just a delaying tactic. Like the perfect time to do it, really, tactically, is you let some of them across, and then flip the bridge so that the rest can't back them up. So say you've got a repair bus at the back to keep it safe.
Right.
Let the tanks across and just trap the repair bus behind. Split their force in two halves. So they either all sit and wait and are delayed until they can sort out the bridge, or they split their vehicle force in half and you can mop it up much more easily.
Looks like GSLD might need to hire services Halo Spud as a tactician.
Well, it's not complicated. The other thing is, I like most of the time when people try tactics like this, they bring an infiltrator to flip the terminal. You don't need one. Any class can do it. It's one of the weird things about these bridge terminals. I feel like it should just be an infiltrator, but no, any class can do it. These bridges look way better in Ultra as well. They look terrible on low graphics. That's much better.
Yeah, for me with low graphics, they just look like red glass panel, moving circles. Not too pretty.
Should try it. It's got like a nice sort of liquid shimmering effect on the surface and this sort of pattern that constantly cycles across it.
Oh man, turn on all my settings for that.
I'll run
It's
the
gonna be a lot of
game
work.
at 15 FPS just to see that.
I'm gonna keep the 150 render distance that all MLG heavies tend to do. With no settings, potato eye.
I changed my AI now for streams. Well, for casting matches.
Yeah, it's definitely a plus to do that.
It looks nice. It's nice now though that I can do that and still get not amazing but reasonable FPS.
What are you getting usually?
Let's find out. I wanted to test that. Whoops. So I'm streaming in Ultra with like 3,500 render distance. I'm getting 120, 130 FPS.
It's pretty good.
I thought it'd be more like 60. I bought a 9900K not long ago.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers, right?
That's nice. The water still looks crap though, and all water in this game looks terrible. It's got this slight green mist above it, which is nice, but the actual effect on the water is terrible. They just didn't give a shit about water when they made PlanetSide.
I think they're going for the tactical immersion you would get, you know, the landscapes versus caring about water.
Right, so you were on the TR side, or just hypothetically, and you just went through that round. What would you change in your opening for the second round? What would you try to do differently?
If I were them, I might actually put more TR pilots in the air, just in case the NC did the same thing they did last round, where they just completely I think there's probably about double the amount of air pilots on the NC side than there were TR, and just try to win that initial air engagement. And even if they have a chance of actually winning that air engagement, they might be able to, you know, just take out a couple of those vanguards on the outside, so that time, you know, this time they won't be able to decimate any of the prowlers coming in, and then if they can win that, they have a good chance of actually delaying the point cap a little further, if not taking it outright.
I think that's a good call. They've got a couple of extra people in there that they could put in the air that are competent pilots. And
yeah,
the second round starts at 5 minutes. The second round starts at 5 minutes.
Like
a way to actually test. So
in the first round, the NC absolutely gambled heavily on winning the air battle. That was the core of their plan, because none of their vehicles had anti-air weapons at all. All the, like you said before, all the Sunderers were dual cobalts. So if they do lose the air battle, if TR are able to take that, then they can mop up the ground vehicles pretty well. If the NC do the same thing again. But you would think they probably will.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't, right? Yeah. So yeah, from what I've seen, like some leaders tend to, I mean, if it works, right? Like why change it? Maybe you might have a slight modification, but most part,
it's nice to have options. You don't want to be predictable, especially in games like this. You don't want to be predictable in Lanesmash. It's one of the advantages I had leading Hydra back in the day, that we had such a number of pilots and vehicle players that it gives you options. You can try all sorts of different openings. You've got flexibility, you're not tied down to one specific way of playing. Like going heavy on air, going heavy on vehicles, you don't know the same thing every time, you can mix it up.
We'll see what happens here. I think in this case, NC might just pull the same amount in the air they did before, but if TR can pull about the same amount, they might be able to win flat out if those air pods are able to pack a little bit more of a punch. And considering I don't think the TR is going to bring as many Sunnies as it is previously, but probably a couple more Prowlers with maybe Gunners this time, so they don't make the same mistakes, they might actually be able to take this point this time around.
Yeah, maybe. Hope so. It'd be nice to see a closer game. There aren't enough of those. They're pretty rare in PlanetSide. Well, not in PlanetSide to a degree, but especially Lanesmash. It tends to be that if one team starts to win, they just snowballs. So after the first base goes, it's just, you know, either one team goes on full defense, or it snowballs heavily. I can remember a handful of close games, but that's because the teams were just equal.
Well, hopefully TR here will be able to get their team synergy straightened together, hopefully, the last 40 minutes, and put up a good fight for us to watch. Otherwise, our viewers will probably get real bored soon.
Well, I think what you suggested, just going harder on the air battle, perfectly good strategy. If they try that, they've got every chance of taking the Chimney
absolutely.
Rock. And if you take Chimney Rock, you're in the driving seat for the rest of that round. It's gonna be tough for them though. They need to, because they also need to cap Heoka Chemical to draw it level. That's not an easy base to take. That's really not a nice option.
Absolutely.
It's a tough one to attack in this kind of format.
1 minute to second round starts. 1 minute.
Alright, 1 minute left to go. Everybody's excited for the series of events that are about to come.
And this time I'm going to remember to start the timer. I always forget that.
$30 seconds.
$30 seconds. I don't know who leads the TR team. They've got Fallout in there though, and he's very good when it comes to tactics and stuff.
I believe their actual leader's a man named by GK Chronic. He's like the de facto Lanesmash leader they have in there, since he's leading three-man alliance between B-tier, GSLD, and HH3B, heavy hitter 3rd Battalion, I believe. That's their outfit name.
Wow, look at the NCR, they've gone even harder.
Oh man, TR looks like they bought a couple more extra pilots, but I don't know if they have the same number as the
I see
TR
13, 14 maybe?
It looks
I reckon
10,
that's...
about, yeah, 14 Reavers, looks about 10 TR. TR are outnumbered in the air here. It's gonna be interesting.
They went even harder on air, that's a good idea.
Yeah, wow, yeah, that's a good idea. It's like he was one step above both of us here. I said more air for the TR, and the NC's like, you know what, we'll bring even more air. Let's see if they can handle that.
4 Vanguards pushing up and a couple of buses. The TR have been caught out.
Well, this is interesting. Looks like the NC. There's an NC Vanguard team that's moving
wow,
right up.
They've got a lot of rep buses. They've gone lighter on the MBTs, but they got 4 AA rep buses.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be good for them this land battle though. 3 Vanguards are running up to these Sundays and about to get slammed.
Yeah, rep buses. They don't repair each other as well as they repair tanks.
Oh, we got a flanking Prowler hitting the Vanguards from the backside. He's going right into them. He's bouncing right into these 3 Vanguards here. Mosses are now trying to engage. Uh-oh.
Killed one. He's traded. They've only got 2 left. That's a good move.
Yeah,
that's going to be 2 Vanguards gone.
Well
the last
done,
one's
TR.
sitting up now.
But definitely real tactical. That Prowler actually came in from the side, flanked around from the mountains, slammed right into the Vanguard
Did you see
line.
who it was? Did you see a name?
I did not.
That's a nice move.
That was a very nice move.
It created the opening that has won this vehicle fight, essentially. Just one nice little move.
Looks like we got a Bushido Sunny ramming into the NC
Just
NC Vanguard.
basilisking the shit out of the back of it.
And
there you
he's
go.
down.
He's done it. So, how's the point?
Looks like the NC are trying to get on the point. We got a Sunny coming up. I don't know if it's loaded with transport troops or not. But
I don't think they're too worried about it right now, though. They're not committing bodies to point because it's a little early. It's still time for securing spawns, really. Although they are pushing a max up.
They are.
I'm sure I saw a max.
TR team here is pushing in. Their 3 Sunnies are only onto point with a lightning escort. A Vanguard is chasing them from behind.
Sunday's trying to drive over the max. He's not managed to though. He's taking a lot of rockets, but those mutual reps, they're doing good work. That's helping them a lot. C4. C4 is an expensive way of killing a Sunderer in a match like this, because
absolutely
your C4 costs more than the value of the Sunderer.
They have much.
It has to be an important one to make that worth it.
Yeah. These tier Sunnies here that are next to the Force Spirit, they're all loaded out with Walkers or Rangers, so they don't have any Kobolds on them either. You can't. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work out for them.
So 2 minutes 15 left. There's quite a lot of NC around here. Sneaky G putting a bit of hurt on the NC bus is on fire now. I think it's gonna survive though.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine here. Check the air battle to see what's going on, or who's got air dominance. A couple fighters still in the air here. They're not really helping along the point quite yet. NCR dropping about
Liberator still.
Players.
That's got to be the NC Lib that's been running all the time.
He is definitely running now. He's getting chased down by 2 TR Mousies. You might get him. Looks of it here.
Dual Cobalt bus is back. Why is he not shooting Bashar? Why are you not shooting Bashar, who is obviously up there in front of you? Don't understand. Does not
probably
compute.
no tactical awareness. It doesn't cost him later if he decides to drop a beacon trap on them. Might not take
they
the point,
still
but
got the beacon's gonna go down now. Yeah, TR beacon is down.
Right. Oh, I see a TR gal.
There's a gal.
Oh, we only unloaded one person. Let's see if he drops a beacon. See what happens there.
What a waste of a gal. Well, a few people dropped.
He's
seems
got
like
that
a waste
up.
of a gal. They're so expensive to use it just disposably. You
450.
can't throw gals away. It's ridiculous.
Not sure what they're thinking there, but not gonna be able to just drop 12 people and take a point like that with scat maxes and a Cobalt bus everywhere, and then on top of that, a couple of Reavers looking around.
But then not even trying to keep the gal up. The pilot bailed as well.
Yeah, he bailed her, yeah.
It's insane. Just keep your aerial spawn up as long as you can. It's still useful.
I think they're trying to be a little bit too Bushido for that point there.
It's just never going to work. Not in a competitive match.
Exactly. Let's see if there's anything else coming for TR here. The NC are kind of just sitting here bored on point, shoring up whatever's left.
Okay, so we got Woodland area. We got a Prowler and 2 TR buses. They've just killed the NC bus that was out there. I think they lost one of theirs. One of them is still alive though, and the Prowler certainly is.
Prowler's trying to fall back real soon.
Burning low. Yeah, Vanguard is on the bus. He's killed it.
Oh, he is dead. Good take by the NC this time.
That is a dead Michael 580.
Base was even less contested than last time.
Best player EU I've heard.
Let's see what the NC do now here. They were able to actually save most of their force multipliers. The buses they put on point earlier still there, so...
Yeah, they're pretty strong on point. They've got
again.
buses around there. The TR... Let's take a look at the map first. Is anything else flipped? Oh.
Man, we got a couple of TR Prowlers here. Oh, I don't know why they're doing this, but we got TR Prowlers just going solo. They just broke off from their little advancement. We got random TR Prowlers just going around, trying to bust up a couple of vehicles here and there, but it's gonna help out if they're not together.
Yeah, I haven't noticed the TR vehicles working together.
Yeah, they're not really working together, and the TR and the NC are just mopping up with, extra vehicles on top of that. Using team play versus individual play to actually take these points. Destroy these vehicles. Alright, looks like we got a couple more Vanguards rolling up. They're going together with their buses.
Well, there are two or three actually Prowlers in the woods area.
Oh, the woodland area, right? Yeah, I see that. Maybe let's see what they do here.
This Vanguard's job really is to cover that Sunderer that he's letting get way off in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Just to protect that. He's killing a TR spawn, which is fair enough, but he needs to not let his Sunderer get destroyed. I think he's just going to ignore it.
I think that Sunny actually might be okay. There's nobody around him that's gonna actually shoot him down for a
while.
while.
There are definitely Prowlers on that side of the base, though.
I don't think they're gonna notice him though. From the looks of it, they're too busy getting hammered by these Reavers here. Just going hard on them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's over. No, that TR Vanguard at the back, they're
They need gunners. He's got Walker on that bus, but no gunners. The Walker's no good if there's nobody shooting it.
Looks like the NC are now rallying up. They got about 3 to 4 buses. I think they're unloading infantry too.
Hammer being brought to bear as well.
Oh yeah, all the force multipliers are on the NC side again. It's a good TR. I don't see any of their troops.
TR are using as poorly. It's as simple as that. They're wasting their resources. They're nice. Throwing away force multipliers is not something you can afford to do in these games.
Oh, it looks like TR fully committed again. I just saw about Spawn Rock, so Sunny on point back at Chimney Rock again. They are contesting, but the Reavers have a strong presence with NC Liberators, and
yeah,
it's not going to go well for them.
Dive in there. Here comes the Scat Maxes.
Yeah, I don't know if
two Matics.
Oh boy, he's pushing that Scat Max to pushing hard. Let's see how much damage we can do here. Second Scat Max. First one looks like the first Scat Max going left. Uh-oh, they're doing NC are doing a two-pronged defense here. They got one Scat Max to the left door, another Scat Max to the front door. They are throwing cogs in the room. The TR are scuttling. If they want to buy some time, we can throw some cogs right back at them. Otherwise, they're going to be in a lot of trouble in a second here.
Scat Max crouches through the window.
Oh god, he is busting them up. 3 players dead from that Scat Max.
Takes that Spitty as well.
That is over for the TR. There's no way they're taking this back. That Scat Max just went right in and showed them the way.
They got good time on the base though. And it's not necessarily all about capping the base. I mean, they're not going to lose theirs for at least 2 minutes 20. They got 2 minutes 20 to mount another offensive, basically.
Yeah, and I don't know how it's going to work out for them. They're going to have to do something about that air.
20 minutes remaining.
Well, they also need to come up with an answer for these Scat Maxes.
Yeah.
If you can kill them and prevent them from being rezzed, you do wipe out a lot of the NC nanites because they are so expensive, but it's not easily done.
Yeah, definitely not easily done. I don't think NC have really lost that many resources. In fact, they could still be on full stock just because most of these Vanguards that have been out at the beginning of the match are still here, seeing most of the Reavers as well, so.
I mean, the Archer used to be a nice option, but it's a lot worse than it used to be against Maxes, and really it comes into its own at long range, so if they just sit inside that building, there's not a lot you can do with it.
Looks like TR have stalker info somewhere around point here.
Vanguards, the Vanguards don't see the NC Sunderer. They missed it. The TR Sunderer, they missed it completely. They're driven right past. There's a stealth bus they've missed. They're gonna go fight these prowlers. It looks
TR
like.
Are still spawning now. Looks like TR's on now another offensive from that bus that the Vanguards failed to miss.
I see three prowlers here. They're all spread out and not supporting each other. The Vanguards have stick together. They focus one target at a time. They just killed one prowler. They'll do the next two one by one. It's like the TR are not working together in terms of vehicles, and that means they'll each time one of those dies, that's 459 nights gone. Oh, these poor infantry being massacred.
Yeah, destroyed here. These Reavers just coming in, swooping down on every single one of them, picking them off one by one. Not a pretty sight. Looks like some TR did have a chance. Oh, there's another gal coming in. It's a suicide gal, I think. This is definitely a suicide gal. Pilot just bailed. Everybody else just bailed too. It looks like they're trying a desperate attempt to keep this point left for a little bit longer, but I don't think it's happened. All the infantry that just unloaded from the gal got completely decimated by air hammer.
There's one guy in there, he's gonna die to a Scat Max.
Yep, and the Sunday that was cloaked for the TR also on the backside by the Woodlands area also got destroyed by 2 or 3 Reavers, and the Vanguards further came back to sweep that up. So TR now have just a spawn point to rely on to flip the point, but it's not gonna do them any good.
It's one of the old Hydra leaders, Taz, came up with a really dirty tactic that we used against Aeon in our first ever Lanesmash, which is when you push up to the next base, you leave 2 people behind on point, 1 Scat Max and 1 engineer.
That sounds like a powerful combination.
Because if they try like an airdrop, that can hold off like 6 regular infantry pretty easily.
You ever see that combo ever kill like an entire squad by itself?
Well, on live it happens every day.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a dirty tactic, but it works. It works very well.
Oh, I can definitely see that happen really well here.
Seem like kind of content though. I mean, do you see them really making a serious push at Heoka Chemical?
No, not right now. Most of the NC players and vehicles in the air and both on the ground are just going out, killing TR Prowlers, TR Sunnies, making sure there's nothing out before I think they push here from looks of it. They're taking their sweet time. They're not really...
If this was a competitive match and they were playing a serious opponent, that would be a good tactic. Keep your multiplayers up, you're in the lead, you don't need to cap anymore. But in a practice game, I'd be pushing all the way. In fact, I pushed all the way in all of them anyway. Just because it's more fun to play that way. I mean, if they want to get good training out of this, they should be really going for this base a lot more seriously. Bringing up more force multipliers, but they're not going for the point.
Yeah, some folks are just content the way they are, I guess, from looks of it. And not like TR will be able to really mount a good resistance right now from looks of it. Vanguards have entered base. Beavers are now killing off a couple of these vehicles here, so...
People still pull Sky Guards in 2018.
Yeah, that Sky Guard is good as dead. He just bailed out the Sky Guard, the driver there. Oh, gone.
A Sunderer costs 150 less nanites. It's tougher. And you can have 2 AA guns on it instead of 1, and you can use it as a spawn. I mean, I don't see why anybody would ever pull a Sky Guard.
Maybe he was in a moment of panic. He went back to his ways on live. So, oh, you know, this works on live. Let me pull a Sky Guard. Start shooting down these pilots. He won't shoot me back, right?
Do it live. That's a terrible weapon.
Alright, let's take a look at the point here.
got a bus right on the on door 2 on the point building at Heoka Chemical. I'm just going to take a quick look at the map. Yep, they're not back cap. There are no TR in the Chimney Rock Hex. They're going full defense.
Yeah, they've definitely gone full defenses here. They got about 2. I can see about 2 onslaught maxes, I believe. They're holding 1 in Dubs and 1 on Mercy Max as well. So they got a Mercy Max and a Powder Max actually.
So they're trying to lock down this building and playing it very tight, and probably from the current position, the way the match has gone so far, probably the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Just make life harder for the NC. Keep your team's morale up. It'll be better for you in the next match. Set TR max on the small stairs.
Let's see what TR trying to do here for a solid defense other than the maxes and a couple of baby gates they did put around the point.
One thing I haven't seen actually through the whole game is Pounder Max.
Yeah, I think this is the first one I've seen
job on
the whole game.
NC Maxes.
2 Mercy Maxes now on Skinny Stairs holding off the Scat Max pushing. And the Pounder Max is going to work too. All 3 Maxes are out on Skinny Stairs. That might be a mistake on the TR part. They got to be really careful trying to envelop extreme force multipliers all on the same side, especially when the NC are spread out. They can choose and pick on whatever doors they want to breach, and they breach properly. Putting too many stacked multipliers is not a good idea.
The Scat Maxes are moving in, and it just insta-gives the TR Max. Just deletes it. I think he needs reps though. This Max is...
Oh no, he's dead. A Powder Max came out from door 3 and just unloaded right onto him, took him out, and now he looks like he's going to grow back inside. Some reps. Good job, TR Max.
Oh, they got a medic on him. Medic got squished, deleted. So what do NC have in this hex? They got some infantry, they got Bolter on door 2.
Plenty of vehicles definitely roaming the point,
blackjacked in the spine.
I think from the looks of it, most of the TR players here, maybe other than the Air Force, haven't really seen any air at all.
I'm just taking a look for any signs of an NC Sunderer over the bridges, and I don't see one. I think it's just the beacon air hammer being brought onto the area around the point now.
Yeah, maybe about a minute or 2 and they'll be able to mount an offense, on this point. See,
There's about 12 minutes left, so they've got time to capture this, but they need to get a bit more serious about it. I mean, because really the only way they're breaching that is more people on the ground. More maxes, more people on the ground, get some secure spawns up around here quickly, and then just load that building with the fromage.
See what they do here. They got a harasser now around door 3 and door 2, just standing by for the moment, trying to contain some of the TR from breaching out, killing any of their vehicles that are coming in.
So halberd harasser's back. They got max small stairs. Yeah, I think they're not starting to push in now. Max is going in, shield first. Oh, come on! You no true scat Max, running away from a one teeny weeny
he's pushing it out.
TR.
He's going in now. He's going in. Scat Max. Oh man,
squishes the TR Max.
All right, looks like the NC have finally taken some of the bottom floor here. Do they have to push up that real soon?
Oh look, his Iros. This happens to me every time I play a different faction. You peek a corner and there's a scat Max right there. It's just like, goodbye,
all right,
cruel
NC
world.
have taken the entire building. Oh, I think there is a back cap going on Chimney Rock right now. Yeah, there's a back cap.
Great timing. Great timing.
That was great. Yeah, right. We're doing the breach of the NC there.
If it wasn't for that, they would have been quite possibly losing this base.
And there is an NC lib trying to shell the 4 square in response, but the TR just dropped. Those are the guys.
Reavers also. 3 Reavers. One of them landed.
Definitely gonna need some
NC
sort of
beacons all around. They need to. The TR have got to kill those beacons.
Too late now. The NC have just re-entered the point, and they're all dead. TR is gone. I believe those NC scat maxes with the engineer that's sitting at not Chimney Rock was still there, just sitting on point. So TR wanna get that back, come back quick, or get ready to redefend the 8 point at.
So the question really is what have the NC still got? Aoka Chemical, there's a Scat Max here.
Yeah, Scat Max, medic
10
engineer.
minutes.
Oh, he's been C4'd, but he survived.
Oh, he's dead. He's
taking
dead
a
now.
rocket.
Enemy medic in the area.
Oh, Max is back up. Looks like he had fat.
He used the blackjack.
Yeah, the factory hand fed. Yeah. Okay, so NC's definitely able to take that point back. TR hadn't bought themselves enough time to be able to at least recontest, take back the point, reshore their defenses. So they might be able to do the same thing with Chimney Rock. Maybe hopefully this time, if they do that for another back cut, they decide to get a little bit more aggressive and try to take out NC beacons before flipping the point, and or taking up beacons at the same time.
Oh, is this? Oh, canister harasser. First one I've seen. I'd probably go for Cobalt still. Especially when you work in doorways, just because of the precision. You can get people in partial cover, it's got a headshot multiplier.
It's gone anyway, that harasser is taken out, but they have another one though. I believe that one's oh no, both harassers are gone now.
I thought the other one was halberd as well, which is
he had a halberd on it.
Decent against infantry still. I mean, generally a one-hit kill.
I don't know, I would probably win the Cobalt, just like you said, like especially one door, if they had one door 2 and door 1 at both times, just because it would be able to do a little bit more damage. So
I think the halberd was dual purpose. It's there mostly for AV, but it could still do work on infantry.
Looks like a couple NC on the outside here. Looks like they're going for a push on skinny stairs. Yeah, the NC have reached skinny stairs.
Look at this ambusher in LA. He went in with a shotgun and the implant that makes you invisible with kills in 5 meters. Then took out 4 or 5 TR.
That was
nasty.
Really interesting engagement there. Yeah, on the skinny stairs. The NC are still trying to reach the skinny stairs here. They sent about 3 players in earlier.
The medics are not proving reliable.
So
you're going to get this point back.
Finally reach, yeah.
Surely.
I think they will here. Right, it's a couple res grenades from TR finally coming, but maybe a little bit too late from the looks of it. Yeah, they're way too late. NC now have the bottom floor of the 8 point here, and I think they're about to mass up oh, no, not at all. Looks like the TR have done just enough. About 1 NC guy left on point.
NG.
Archer
NG commission as the last guy on point. Oh no,
yeah.
There's a TR push down here again.
TR was proud, took his peek at the same time there for most of it. Free defense from them, but NC still are testing from skinny stairs. He needs to block that off. They want to keep this point safe.
That looks pretty conclusive for TR. There is a Sunder here. It's being striken. It's not deployed. I don't think there's anyone in it. But it's kind of a bit useless at the moment. The Lib's still around. I see Max is pushing up again. NC Maxes. One of them's dual Falcons actually. First one of those I've seen.
Interesting. Maybe his mindset is start answering some of these.
And the other one's got hacksaws, so it looks like they're going to kill TR Maxes. That's what
I don't know if it's a good idea here for the TR to push on the outside. Yeah, that's not a smart idea. Harassers are roaming around for the NC. That one just stay inside.
There's a lot of space for the NC to work there too,
yeah.
which you need if you're fighting under popped. You need space to drop back, to move around, to use cover. So it doesn't suit the TR to push out there.
Nope, that cost them actually. Lost the max on the outside doing that. Look for players they couldn't pick back up. Yep, and the NC are now using that momentum to try to push back in here. They got a scat max on door 3, the Falcon max on door 2. We have heavies around the area here. Around door 1 as well, so they might be amassing a attack.
Axel Max is gonna wreck your face. Oh, he stopped pushing. Go on.
Yep.
Down he goes. Did he get archered?
Yeah. That was a good attempt. I don't know, it was good for him to push right like that with no help though.
Here comes the, on the small stairs we've got a Matic Max giving plenty of medics and engineers. Oh, he's facing Pounders though, that's not good. Takes him out though, nice, he's got constant reps.
So they want to stop the NC. They are definitely to contact that staircase, otherwise that scat max is going to brutalize all of them. Oh, TR is flanking. I saw a small TR contingent from skinny stairs that just came in, wiped out the NC on the bottom side of the point. Well, NC left
the
fat.
Matic Max is dead. There are so many TR Maxes.
That was a good, that was a good resecure by the TR there. It might have shaken up some of the NC resources.
A deployed Pounder Max on small stairs. Nice. No, something you see every day.
Yeah, probably a good call by them too, since the NC have pushed in 3 times from that doorway successfully.
It's the best one. I mean, if you're going to breach that building, I'd say small stairs is always the best
definitely coming from skinny, absolutely.
Especially for max crashes. When in the old days, when you used to max crash, you'd always do it small stairs on these buildings. Because there's not, I mean, you might kill one of them. You can't get the firing lines in there to kill more than that.
Let's see what happens now, since the NC did get wiped. Might not try to progress as hard as they did the last 3 times. There's a good chance for TR to maybe just back that. Like a couple mind games. Maybe trying to go for some Jimmy Rock, since I'm sure after that last push from the NC.
Well, we've actually got less than 4 minutes left now. It's about 3 minutes 40, so, well, I make it by my timer, so the timer I use, though, Snaz, it's never, like, exactly accurate, but it looks like this is the final result.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing it full defense then. See about 5 TR maxes now. That 2 onslaughts, 1 pounder, 2 mercies. Diverse combination here. I don't think there's enough engineers to keep these maxes reps from looks of it. A couple maxes here requesting field repairs.
Oh, who's that V6 from? X-Tac House Music. What a bitch. Spamming V6. The harasser goes down to striker fire. I guess that's what it was. Looked like it.
So look, the NC's trying to mount offensive. Actually, hold on. I see another scat max coming up.
I see a couple. Yeah, I'm sure I saw 2 on the map.
Trying to go for one last push.
What is,
timer or
is
not.
that grinders he's using? I think it is.
Yeah, looks like grinders to me. Yep, he's having a
Not
good
a bad
time there.
option. You get extra mag size with them, I think.
And look at, oh, that's a mistake by that TR Max there. You said it was a good idea to push out of door 2. Complete up 2 maxes from TR pushing out door 2 for no reason whatsoever. You shouldn't be doing that. Those air hammers are literally grinding them to a halt. Looks like NC's gonna take advantage of that soon. NC scat move. Max moving up to door 2. Door 1 now.
Oh, someone tries to ambush her in, but gets splatted.
Alright, here comes the push. It's coming down from door. Oh, not at all. Got Max down at door 3. Obliterated.
Now this is a nice option. I'd been working on some shotgun Araxims a while back. Because I've never done most of them, and I noticed that they are really good against maxes. They do a surprising amount of damage to them, especially the automatic one.
Yeah,
so the guy hiding in the doorway there with his auto shotty, that's
pretty good.
Pretty good on a max.
Solid play. Died instantly, probably about like 3 seconds it took, but we got his first shot off. It didn't really do much.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Oh, C4.
Looks like some lightnings are rolling from TR here. This base defended well. Sweep around.
One of them being dragged by a harasser. That was weird. Down goes the lightning. What did he get shot by then? Yeah, I don't think the NC are going to flip this again.
No, there's no way. No way. You got about 3 maxes just roaming all 3 doorways now, including the skinny stairs as well.
They're keeping the fight round here, but I mean, both sides have got to be low on nanites now. They've used so many maxes this round.
Yep, absolutely.
The TR ones
looks like the
are not
NC are
really
finally
dying
doing
right
a
now.
final breach. They're trying to touch the point now. About 5 of them on point. Oh, huge push coming up that stairs. They just threw about multiple conics here. They're wiping off the TR. There's still a TR Mercy Max left and Powder on their ground.
End of round.
End of round. That's not going to stop them shooting each other though.
We'll brawl here in the fan stairs at the end of the round.
The auto shotty engineer wins it. Look at him in bunny hopping the small stairs. Yep, so round over, and that is two rounds to the French stack. They won the first one. How many bases did they cap? So they got Chimney.
I believe they capped total
3.
2. Yeah, 3 bases. 3 bases.
Yeah, played well against a team of good players. The real difference though for me was that the French air was brilliant in the openings. Yeah, winning the opening is almost all of the match. And both openings they won the air fight, and that made a huge difference. And the second bit was that the TR vehicle play was crap.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah,
very poor. That they did not help each other. They were playing solo vehicles, not teamwork. It was really poor.
Definitely an accurate assessment, and I loved how the NC leader on the second round thought, hey, the TR might pull more air against me, so how about I just pull even more air? That was a brilliant play.
Yeah, it was. And it worked brilliantly. I mean, because the TR did pull more air, and I guess that's predictable, so NC countered it before it even happened.
Yeah. Smart move.
Alright, well, we'll call the stream there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm not sure when the next Lanesmash is, but I'm sure there's one soon. You can find out on the Lanesmash Discord. Hope you enjoyed the game, and have a good night.